Yeah, hello everybody and welcome back to Balake Farms. You join us in sunny October, or should I say cloudy October, and the sunflowers are ready to be had. So we're going to start harvesting. We're going to start with this little field because we are going to turn this little field into an extension of the farmyard and maybe put an orchard in, but not sure yet. But we're definitely going to be extending the farmyard to give us a bit more space. So obviously all of the sunflowers off this field will be going over to the oil mill, and hopefully we can turn it into sunflower oil, which we'll sell in March if it's ready, because that will be a very good price. Unless the price peaks or isn't too bad any other time, we will be holding it back. So we're not going to carry on using this as a arable field, just because, to be fair, it is very small. Even though it was our first field, it's fairly small, and we don't want to be. It costs a lot. It's a lot of time and effort to basically plant this field, whereas we could put something on it that makes us money in the background. Plus, we need a bigger farmyard now because we're slowly outgrowing that one, and we're hoping to get a bigger combine very soon, bigger tractor, so we can tackle more of the bigger contracts with ease instead of our littler equipment. So we will be trying to upgrade over the next few days, well, few episodes shall I say, not days. We're going to be trying to upgrade and see if we can't get some better equipment soon. So this combine's fairly good. We've been in it for 3.1 hours, but we're kind of just looking for that something that's a bit bigger so we can tackle the contracts without struggling too much. But obviously they are fairly expensive, so if one comes in the sale, it would be very handy for us. I've just been replenishing the glass house full of water because we seem to have neglected it and forgot about it. It hadn't run out, but he was fairly low. It took quite a few trips with the 8,000 litre. But yeah, as you can see, getting through the sunflowers now nicely. Not expecting massive amounts off it, but like I say, we'll get it all into the oil mill if we can fit it, and we'll get it changing into sunflower oil, which we can sell at a good time, what is profitable to us. So I'm just going to quickly crack on, get this field done, then we'll move into the big field because it's also ready, and then from there we will probably do some contracts. If not, we will get these fields ready, probably lime spread them. We don't need lime spreading every year, but I like to do it just so that I know we're trying to get the maximum yield we can. And these trees are very handy for seeing where you're going. Right, let's get cracked on, and I'll see you over at the next field. So that's the first field all done. So we've got 2,786 litres off it. So not too bad. Combine's 50% full, so we are going to nip into the next field now. And we're going to start harvesting the big field of sunflowers. So this should yield quite nicely as well. And then we can get this all over to there, where our windmill is, or oil processing plant. Yeah, we'll get cracked on. It won't be many minutes before I need the trailer, and we'll get offloaded into the trailer, and then we'll start going up and down, up and down. So you can see on the field 15 we're a small block, but we are we will get it harvested, and hopefully it doesn't take too long. I say eventually we'll get a bigger, newer combine, but I think we need a bigger tractor as well, especially for some of these slopes on this game. When the slopes are as big as this, you kind of need massive horsepower for small horsepower jobs. Bit unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. We will get ourselves a bigger tractor. Right, let's get cracked on. Right, so we've got a first load off the sunflower field. So we're probably just over halfway now. Yeah, more than likely just over halfway. And we've managed to get a full trailer between that little field we did and this field so far. And the combine is full again. So we might get 2 trailer loads out of this field. So let's go and run to the mill, get this in it. And then it can start processing it while we carry on combining this field. So it's not far to go. But yeah, this is why we was on looking at probably getting a bigger horsepower tractor. Our tractors are good, but up these hills, they are very sluggish, especially the geared ones. They're constantly searching for gears. Like we're changing up and down, up and down, up and down all the time. So it does make them fairly slow, unfortunately, but like I say, they're a starter tractor, so they're not too bad. We can get the job done with them, but we're on the lookout for a bit bigger one, I think, and some upgrades to our farmyard as well. So here's the canola, and we've got to spray the weeds off at some point, and while I'm here, I'm just going to dip my foot into it to see if we can spray it, or we're going to have to put narrow tyres on. Nope, so we should be able to spray it. We did buy that weeder last episode, but we was just trying it and it did nothing. And that's first growth stage on that field down there. We thought we'd try it on and it did nothing. So it's no use to us. It was only to try and save a bit of herbicide, but by this point we might as well just spray herbicide on, and yeah, it's not going to cost too much to do it. Not for the size fields we have. So there we go, there's the sunflower oil going in. Let's jump into our grain mill. As you can see, it takes 24,000 litres, we're about to put 12, and let's get that activated and storing. So that can now run in the background. And let's go and have a look, when's the best time to sell it. I'm pretty sure it's about March time, so we will just have a... To be fair, this month's not overly bad. Looking at some of the price. So, yeah, October, definitely not sell anything December, but then February, March, very good. It doesn't seem to be too bad all year, apart from December. January, so we will get it sold around there. For some reason it didn't tip that last bit, so there we go. But yeah, so we got the first load in there now. That is processing, so if we do get a pallet today, we could possibly even sell it, because it's not too bad this month. But yeah, let's get back to the field, get our combine emptied, and bring in that next load. And hopefully we'll have some sunflower oil very soon. So I see we've got some wooden products there as well, so we will get them sold with the lettuces at some point. Top up the bank account. Woody's on fertilising contracts at the moment, just smashing them out, so not too shabby really. We should make some decent money. Right, I'll get this emptied and get cracked on. Right, that is our sunflower field all done. So we've got another 12,000 litres off the field. So I don't know if it's quite all going to go in the mill, and if it doesn't, there'll only be like a couple of 100 litres left. So half the reason I got the mill going straight away, so it would be using and producing. I think it only holds 24,000 litres, so there might be 1,000 litres left in the trailer. And then after this, we'll have a look at some contracts, and we'll start doing some contracts. Obviously, we've got to spray the weeds off in the two fields, but while the weather's not too bad and it's still daylight because it's 1 o'clock already, it'd be nice to get some contracts done. And there we go. Let's tip that. Oh, don't know why it keeps cancelling. There we go. Oh, 615 litres left in the trailer. So we must have absolutely brimmed that. Yeah, as you can see, and we've already got 129 litres of sunflower oil. So it'll store 6 pallets in there, and I think it stores a couple outside. So it's not too bad. Right, let's have a look. That's some contracts. So harvesting. So there's a couple of soybean harvests with the same size header as what we've got. So one of them's up there, which is the £11,000 one, and one's there. So they're right next to each other as well. Field 31. I think we're going to accept field 31 to start with, and then we might do the other one depending on time. But yeah, so we've got a soybean harvest to go do with our combine. So luckily we have brought a header for it now. So what we can do is go tip this into our new yard silo, and we'll store it that 595 litres in there for now. And then we'll run the Fastrac and trailer down to our field, and then we'll run our combine with the other header on it down to the field, and we'll do some soybean harvesting. And we should get a fairly nice kickback, although it's not the best time for soybeans at this time of year, so the kickback won't be massive. But I think it's still like £2,000 or £3,000 per 1,000 litres even at this time of year. You just don't hit that golden £5,000 per 1,000 litre like you would get in June, I believe it is. So any money's better than none, and it is all helping towards yard expansions and a new tractor, because I think we are going to need a new tractor. Mainly because we could put the sides on this trailer then, go have it edited, put the sides on, and we would be able to carry more at once, but this Fastrac's already fully loaded with this on. We've got 5 pallets of lettuces already in the yard, so that's not too shabby either. So we should have a good amount of money by the end of today, especially if we get this harvesting contract done. So we're going to head down to the field now, and we will go and get started. So here we are at the contract field. It's quite a vast field, but we have got nearly a 6-metre header, so I'm hoping it won't take too long. It shouldn't fill up too much either with it being soybeans, so we'll get set to, and hopefully we can get this done and we can make a fair few pennies out of it. Hopefully the kickback's quite a bit of money, and then that'll help fund a new tractor. So I think we're going to get a tractor, but we're also going to do some yard improvements. We do need a shed, and we do need to put something in the back of that shed that's making money. So we'll have the wood, the chickens, the lettuces, and it would be nice to have something else, just so we've got a bit of income, which will help us buy new fields. And then after we've got a bigger tractor, a few bigger bits of tools, we can start really concentrating on getting some more land and start drilling our own land and making our own money, which would be much nicer than doing contracts after contracts. Well, they're not too bad, you get paid well for them, but if we can make our own money, we don't need the contracts. It keeps us busy, and like you say, it's all ours to keep. So I'll get on with this, and we'll hopefully catch up with you when we've got a full trailer and we take the first load over to the sell point. Right, so Woody is down at the shop. I have just got filled up in the combine, and I think he's about to buy a new tractor because we've just been speaking, and yeah, the little tractors are a bit painful. So as you can see, the front loader is now on the floor. I don't know if the front loader is going to fit on the new tractor, but hopefully it does. We could always sell this header, to be fair, because of the fact that it's just sat here at the moment. I did say we'd keep it until we got a combine, but I was rather hoping a combine would come into the sale eventually. But yeah, Woody is just about to pick something new, and let's find out what it could be. Well, I already know, but you guys can find out. Oh, and we've just put the new sides on the trailer just to make it a little bit bigger tractor, bigger carting capacity. Otherwise, it can take quite a while. Obviously, that's fell wrong. So, oh, there we go. £173,000, and my Fastrac has been changed for a new Fastrac. It's a 4160. So. These have got about 178 horsepower, which is a vast improvement on the last one. It's got the beacons on the roof. It's from the Highlands pack, so it's just that little bit cheaper. We wanted something around the 200 horsepower range, and we will upgrade this eventually to max it out and get it to 230 horsepower. And I'm hoping this, I'm just gonna have to cheat a little bit and pick it up with super strength because it's fell wrong. I'm hoping this will fit on the front, so I think we're just gonna have to lift it up and put it on the front just because it's it's fallen wrong. Oh, I think we can drive into it. There we go. So will it reach the floor? That's the biggest question. No. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to sell it. We did sort of think this might be the trouble. I'm going to have to buy the little bit bigger one. But yeah, it's four-wheel steer, Fastrac, a lot more horsepower. Well, it's good 50 horsepower more. It should do us for quite a while now. And then Woody's, we'll upgrade Woody's very shortly as well. Well, I say Woody's, but we'll both be using it. We'll probably use that faster tractor for most of the work now. And then, obviously, we'll eventually get that one the other one upgraded. And then at least we've both got tractors we can use that are powerful. It just makes a massive difference when you've got a tractor that's right for the job instead of ours. I mean, they're good tractors, don't get me wrong, but they're just that little bit slow. So they can be a bit painful up the hills and different bits and bobs. So I believe we're going to want the big front loader, which is this one. No, I think it's the Q7 here what we want. Let's paint it JCB. There we go, let's get that bought. And then we've got a front loader, and it's like a JCB telehandler, this thing is. Four-wheel steer. As you can see there, nicely demonstrated. I mean, they're a bit more clumsy than a telehandler, but for now, until we can afford one, this is going to be a good option for us. Right, pick that up. And so we will upgrade this. There we go. To get the most horsepower out of it when we can afford it, basically. So it'll be like another £20,000. Right, so we're going to have to get back to our soybean field because time is getting on a bit and it's getting dark, so we want to be out of that field before long. But let's try out the new Fastrac. So the other beauty of going down the route of the Fastrac is, especially on this map, because it does 39 miles an hour, we'll get from A to B a lot faster. And it's automatic, so the gears shouldn't be struggling up and down the hills. So it's going to massively help doing contracts and stuff, because we can now use our own tractor without worrying that we ain't got enough power. And we've been able to put the sides on the trailer, which takes this up to, I think, 22,500 litres opposed to the 13 it was. So that's going to be a big help. We're not going to have to run back and forth so many times, and we can soon upgrade the trailer, I think. But for now, we've got budget and we're going to stick within it. Woody's just put in some bits in the yard, so we'll have a look over there very shortly and see what he's up to. But yeah, we're going to head back to the field now, and we'll carry on with our harvesting. So I've just come back to the field to find our combine is in a tree. And not just like low, it is all the way up there. And it is nowhere near where I parked it, because we're back at the yard. So I do not know what's happened there. Unless the tornado's been across. But yeah, it's in a hedge by the yard, nowhere near the contract. So that is very bizarre, and as you can see, it's quite high. So I'm going to have to cut a tree down to get the combine back, which, to be honest, I never thought I was going to have to say on this series, but it would appear that we've got to cut a tree down to rescue our combine, because it's at the top of it. How very, very bizarre. Right, I'll cut this tree down, I'll get my combine back, and we'll carry on with the harvest. Right, so we've got the soybean field all completed. Let's find out what we're going to earn. So most of this is going to go to completing the contract, and then the rest of it, all £10,000 is our little tip. Plus we got £10,000 for doing the contract. There we go, another £10,000. So yeah, that takes us back up to £21,000. So yeah, we've spent a lot of money this episode buying this tractor, but I think it's going to be a massive help. So we can do contracts with it. It's obviously a lot better for carting because it's quicker, and we've been able to upgrade the trailer to a bigger size, so we can carry more volume instead of small loads around. So we'll head back to the yard now, and we'll go and have a look at what Woody's been doing, and then with that we'll work out a plan. So Woody has been busy building a nice big shed, so we'll just drop the trailer here and let him park it away. But let's go have a look at what he's got. So we've got a nice orchard down here now, so we can make some fruit with some water. Ground's a bit unsteady, but it costs a lot of money to steady it up. And we've got a shed now to start parking some of the machines in, so it frees the yard up a little bit. Which also means we can get some bigger machinery. Annoyingly though, I'm going to have to pull his seeder back out in a second, because I need to get the sprayer, because we're going to have to quickly, before the end of today's episode, go and spray the canola field, because I think next month it will it'll put crop destruction on, so we need to spray it for crop destructions there. And then if we do go off the tram lines, if there is any tram lines, I never checked, we don't destroy the crop. And I think next month it's going to do it, so might as well just quickly whip around, get it sorted, and then it's done and dusted. So we'll just pull the seeder out, park it down the bottom of the yard for the time being, and then we can hitch the sprayer up and we'll quickly go spray both fields, get the weeds killed off, and then we know we are good. I'd like to spread the other two fields that we've just harvested with lime. I don't think they'll need an overlot, but like I said, it's better to keep on top of it. You can leave it, but then it does require, I think you can get like 2 crop rotations out of it, but then it requires quite a bit on that last time, so we might as well just keep on top of it and it'll make things a lot easier. So there we go, sprayer's on, it is full, so we might as well start with this field by the yard, get this one sprayed, and then we can go and spray the other field afterwards. Let's get it unfolded and let's get these sprayed off. Right, so we've got the fields sprayed with the herbicide. So they are now, well, both got no weeds in them. I'm just getting the lime spreader over to the sunflower field, ready for when we move on to next month, because I'm going to get it spread. But I think we're going to call it there today, guys. We've achieved quite a lot. We've made some good money, and we've bought a beautiful new Fastrac. So this will be, between me and Woody, we'll use this for most of the contracts now with stuff we've got, just because it's got a little bit more power. We'll look for upgrading it in the future, get the bigger engine in it, but she is an absolute beaut, as you can see. So, thank you for watching, guys. If you've liked today's episode, please give it a thumbs up. Any suggestions, please leave them below. And if you hit the subscribe button and ring that bell, you'll get a notification of the next video. We'll see you there.